Big country.
What's good, everyone?
So, my question to you right now is, how was your day?
My day's all right. I can't complain. I was off this week for spring break and everything, so I'm happy about that.
Okay, when you say off for spring break, like, were you off, or just?
I'm never off. I'm never off because if I'm off, that means my kids are off. If my kids are off, that means I got to clock into work and do all the stuff that I had to do when I was at work.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not off. I'm just
at home.
Yes, I ain't doing doubles. I'm only pulling singles now.
Okay, you pulling singles. Okay.
Just for this week. And I know there's a lot of people out there say, oh, well, them your kids and everything. It still don't mean they ain't a job.
I agree, they're my kids, however.
Yes, I love my kids to death, but it still work.
It still work. Just a little bit.
But a lot of people don't believe that. And I don't know why that is. I'm like, most of the time, I think the only people that believe that, the people that don't put in the same amount of work.
Right.
Because all the parents that really put in work.
All the parents that ain't going to get put in nursing homes. No disrespect to nursing homes, by the way. You know what I'm saying? But some of y'all know y'all going, and it's cool.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Club Old School's a real place, man. They love that. They love them places.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people pawn their kids off on the other parents. Then a lot of people aren't honest. Like, our parents are not honest about things they used to do. And yes, I am going to bring that up because I do think a lot of parents be over here capping, as a lot of young people say. Like, no, I ain't never had my kids over my grandma's house. I'm like, Mama, yes, we did. We went over grandma's house.
Right there.
Like, I know you forgot, but I remember we went down grandma's house. Oh, no, y'all going down your grandma's house for the week. Now grandma got a life.
Yeah.
Like, all our parents be like, oh, they got life. They really can't do it just as much as Big Mama did back in the day.
Right.
It's like, hold up, but, you able to get that recharge because you got to send them down grandma's house for the summer or Christmas break, Thanksgiving break, something. Like, at least get that adult time. You get to fix things wrong with your marriage and stuff. You get adult time.
Do you think that the increase in marriage failures is more so a result of parents?
Nah, I'm not going to go that far. But I will say it does.
Does it contribute?
It does contribute a little bit. I say probably 10%.
10%? Well, it ain't go up that much. I mean, it went up a lot, but it ain't go up that much.
Man, but if we talk about marriages in 2022 versus marriage in even the 70s, it went up a hell of a lot.
Right, but I'm saying I feel like way back in the 70s, in the 70s, men didn't really deal with a lot of kid issues. As far as I know, this is what television told me. I could be completely wrong. But, you got wars going on. You got all kinds of stuff happening at this time. So
yeah.
It's not like we finna just be up in the house with y'all. That's your mama. That's what she do. I go home. I go to work. I make money. I bring money back.
But the only thing that I'm saying is with this, part of it is I do think gender roles. And I know somebody's going to say, well, gender roles shouldn't play a part in it. But, back in the day, the main person you didn't want to get a hold of you was your daddy. Because you knew when dad got a hold of you, man.
It's a problem.
Yeah, so if daddy tell you, man, don't make me have to. You know what? I'm going to go sit down.
Go chill.
No real issue. Mom may get me every now and again, but if dad gets you, you like, no.
Well,
I don't want that.
I ain't really want to upset my mom because that was all the good stuff came from. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. My dad taught me how to get good stuff for myself.
Yeah.
But if I wanted a motor scooter or something, my dad would be like, I'm not buying that. Now, if my mama say, we going to buy Brian a motor scooter, then Brian finna get a motor scooter. So, I had to do it. I can't make you mad. And also, I can't make you mad because
you give the good stuff.
You got the good stuff. You really buying. You actually want to see us with nice things that we like. My dad want to see us with food and shelter.
Yeah.
I'm like,
But those were the gender roles they had. Was mom gonna hook me up so I can't piss mama off? But if I piss daddy off,
then it's just a bad situation.
It's just gonna be bad all around. And then he'll put that veto in to stop me from getting the good stuff
and everything.
too.
Like, nah, he ain't getting nothing. Wait. Look, I just messed up with you.
Mm-hmm. But that's what it is. Because back in the day, they had them rules. And then they both said together, hey, either they going over your parents' house, or they going over my parents' house. They going somewhere.
They gonna be gone.
Mm-hmm. It ain't gonna be for no day. Like now, parents and grandparents want to hit you with that. I'll take them for a couple of hours. But dang it, by the time I get them over there and get back to the house, that's like an hour at least.
I'm just saying, I don't know. This more so in your world. I got real grandparents. I mean, my daughter has real grandparents.
If we start naming people off, I guarantee there's more people without the grandparent versus with the grandparents.
Right. I agree.
You just lucked up. Your parents hit that, you know what? We doing grandma, grandpa things.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what it is with yours. Name 5 of your friends got that same pull. Name 5.
Well, first of all, I would have to name 5 friends that I talk to actively. And that's probably the harder part. Well, 5 friends that I talk to actively that have kids.
I mean, because the reason I say this, a lot of people don't get to pull that grandparent card no more. Like, hey, well, I'm going to send you down to your parents' house for a little bit and let them deal with you.
Right.
You can't do that for the most part.
No.
I ain't never... Wait, I take that back. I do apologize. One time, my, my honeymoon, because I was like, hey, no. We gone for 7 days. And I was like, we could split it up between grandparents or however they want to do it, but we gone.
Right.
That was the only time that we got 7 days to ourselves.
Yeah.
The rest of the time we over here like, man, okay, let's see. How can we do this? How can we figure this out? Well, if he say 2 days over here and 2 days over there or something like that. It was 4 of us back in the day. It was me and my 3 brothers. If my parents wanted to do something, they would send us down to my grandma's house. We didn't want to go to my grandma Hicks's house because she only had 3 channels.
Oh. Well, if y'all sitting in y'all kids, y'all shouldn't be in the house anyway.
Man, that's how my mama kept us out of trouble.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. You was forced indoors.
Yeah, we were forced indoors because...
We just lived 2 totally different, like, because I was forced outdoors.
No, my mama was like, because, except for when we lived in Mesquite, we lived in Pleasant Grove, we lived in North Dallas off of Skillman Adelia,
yeah.
Which is bad parts of it.
Yeah, that's the bad part.
West Dallas, we lived in a lot of places.
Mm-hmm.
Oak Cliff.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's how my mom and dad kept us out of trouble. Y'all gonna stay inside, y'all watch TV, or y'all play video games. That's what y'all gonna do.
We had video games, but we ain't really just... Don't get me wrong now. We played video games a lot, but we also ran around a lot.
Nah.
Outside.
You don't go outside until your parents get home. You walk home from school. Man, I remember we caught outside a couple of times. Man, my mama beat us.
I don't think we had a street light, and that was for, till we got of age. We got to a decent age, and it's like, be home and be respectful of this house type situation. No.
My mom used to be like, hey, until me or your daddy get home, y'all better be in this house. Go outside if you want to. Go outside if you want to. I don't care who's down there and all that kind of stuff.
Extra. I mean, don't get me wrong, you turned out to be quite a good human being.
But as I told a lot of people, the main reason for that is after mom, once I got to that age, I was like, yeah, I gotta go. Oh, you just want to go out there and be a hoe? Yes, mama. Yes, I do want to be a hoe. And I'm okay with that. Because you didn't let me do stuff when I was younger. Yeah. She used to treat us like little 13-year-old girls. Oh, you can't go over here. You can't do that. Who's their parents? You don't get to go to nobody's house. You don't get to do no sleepovers. you ain't got no girlfriend unless I meet them and their parents. I'm like, no, I'm supposed to meet their parents, not you come. She come meet my parents. And then the one time she did meet one, she called her a fast tail heifer because she had on a short skirt and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, you messing it up for me.
I'm like, Mama, that's why she's here.
And that's why I didn't understand. I'm like, that's some women crap. And I don't want to sound sexist. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to sound sexist. But that's some women crap. Your daddy, when he see her, yeah, your daddy know what that's for. That's for my son.
That's what he trying to. I understand.
Yeah, I is not exactly what he wants.
You know what I'm saying? Only thing he gonna do is be like, make sure you strap up. Mm-hmm. All right. Good luck.
Mama over here like, oh, man, you this little fast tail girl and all that. Yes, she's supposed to be fast. I don't want a good girl right now. Nobody wants a good girl.
I'm not looking for Miss Right. I'm looking for Miss Right now.
Wale said it. Bad girls ain't no good, and the good girls ain't no fun. The good girls, all they want to do is talk about some crap that you don't want to talk about. Yeah. The bad girls, they talk about the things that you want right now.
Yeah.
Now, when you get older and everything, the game switches and stuff like that.
I don't think the game switches. I think certain people understand that. Like, the beginning levels are fun, but only for a little while. Eventually, you got to slay a dragon. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, we can go around here pilling around, cutting this stuff, doing all this simple stuff all the time. You know, take you to the movies, talk about this bull, talk about that, you know, sleep around, mess around, all that stuff. But eventually, you know, those who want to progress in this game, I want to move on to marriage. I want to move on to my career. I want to move on. And to do those, your experience level has to reflect the level of responsibilities you've taken on.
But my mom did this in the teens. In the teens, you're not supposed to be thinking about marriage.
I'm saying I'm still in the but I was speaking more so for the, you know, because women out here want to give all these crazy, not women, people always want to give reasons as to why they can't find a suitable mate. And then the first thing that a lot of, I would say women 40 and up that I met want to say is, well, half these men gay anyway. That is false. But, you know, considering that they would have to primarily deal with you, I don't see why they wouldn't turn gay. You know, it's stressful. But for all the rest of them, the ones that's younger who don't feel like all men have randomly turned gay or got locked up into prison or don't want to find somebody, you know, because half of us are still single, still looking for mates, or still looking for a good time.
The whole issue with that is people giving these old 80s and early 90s rules and statistics to crap that ain't even true.
It's not true.
It's not half the black men that have been to prison and stuff.
That's how it used to be. We got to the point where the man who was partially responsible for sending all the black men to prison is now the president. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? He served under a black guy. So I feel like we got to update a couple things, especially the television and those types of things. You got to
give these black fathers have been proven. If you actually look it up, black fathers are more into their children's lives than any other race. Any other race.
Find the statistics. They out there.
They are actually out there. If you don't know, go black statistics. What is it? ORG.
Yeah, org.
Yeah. Go look it up. It is actually out there now.
Statistics for us by us.
Yes.
FUBU reference.
The only reason I hate these things is because people give you all this bootleg stuff about back in the day and all this stuff like it's modern times.
It's not.
Hold up. Black men do work hard. Black men more black people are living love black people than any other race.
When it comes to the whole work hard thing, I'm like, I don't know where we got this false statistic from or this false notion from that black people are lazy. Just think about this. We work so well that lazy people went and got us from a whole nother country just to bring us over here to work.
True.
I'm just saying, I mean, with that being said, Wells Fargo rejected half the black applicants on mortgage and financing and the refinancing boom. You know, when you're trying to refinance your house and get a cheaper rate, as far as your interest rates and all that, they rejected over half. Only, what does it say, 47%?
Mm-hmm.
Only 47% approval rates?
Yes, from Wells Fargo.
And I bank with Wells Fargo. Y'all making me, I'm about to go to Bank of America. I might switch tomorrow. I don't know. But I don't want to be, but Wells Fargo been dropping the ball a lot.
But that's the thing is, honestly, and I do believe this, we don't put our money where our mouth is.
Right.
Because if Wells Fargo is screwing us like this, why are we still with
keep
Wells
coming
Fargo? It's like that one that, if you're in an abusive relationship and that person keep catching you with that two-piece, why keep going back?
I'm saying, is it the special sauce? Do you really like the serendipity sprinkled on top of it?
Man,
like,
I just be thinking about it sometimes because I'm like, bro, we really are punishment for abuse. We won't abuse. We're glutton for it.
Keep coming back. Man, we don't, and I'm like, sometimes I'll be thinking to myself, what's the complex behind it? Do we just feel helpless at that moment? Like, it's like no matter where you go, everybody got some skeletons in their closet when it comes to race relations. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I'm a firm believer that you want to see people who look like you win, because it lets you know, it reaffirms that, hey, I can win. You know what I'm saying? It's just how it is.
If you think about it, with Gucci, this one, you remember when they had the little black face with the lips and everything?
Blackface with, yeah.
And that wasn't the first time that they did it.
No.
It wasn't. But we came back again.
And we still buying Gucci.
And then there were black people still over here just like, man, who was it? Floyd Mayweather when Gucci, let's boycott Gucci. Nah, I don't want to boycott.
I'm making my own decisions. I do. But I'm like, buddy, look, if we ain't going to stand together, and I understand you one man, but the amount of media coverage that one man receives, such as yourself, for the purchases and the decisions he make because of his skill set when he was boxing, if they not gonna show the average Joe like myself who don't buy Gucci, they're not gonna, ain't no TV camera for me unless I buy it myself, you know. Ain't no camera for me. But you, on the other hand, you gonna reach a lot of people, man. A lot of people gonna look to you and be like, yeah, he right. I make my own decisions. And they gonna be out there buying Gucci with buying the mask and everything. They don't care.
And then what's Gucci gonna do? Be like, well, they accepted it.
They accepted it.
I guess
and
cool.
Keep moving.
Mm-hmm. But that's the thing I talk about a lot of times, because we just keep taking it.
We keep coming back.
It's like, I don't like this, but we're gonna keep taking it.
And that's why I feel there's a real issue, because there's no punishments for messing over black people.
Even if we try to give a little punishment, there's always going to be that one or two people that actually can make a difference in the right way, but they're just like, nah. I don't want to make that kind of difference.
Yeah. What was it? Terry Crews with the black supremacy?
Mm-hmm.
Why? What? Buddy, just because you put two words together in the dictionary don't mean that's a functioning thing, like that's real.
The dictionary is full of bull now, because Whoopi got in trouble too.
For what?
Well, Whoopi got in trouble because she said that it was a human rights violation instead of being racist, because of the Jewish people being anti-Semitic, and she said it was a human rights violation.
Right.
Not a racial violation. And, in the dictionary, they switched it up now. It used to be race was your actual race, but now it's your religious belief, too. And I was like, when did race become your religious belief in the dictionary?
Because race is race and religion is religion.
Yes. But when did race become part of your religion?
Well, I guess when Jews were classified not by the color of their skin, but by the religion that they follow. But
you do realize that your religion, if I'm Baptist, that's not a race.
Right, because technically, if I chose to today, and I went and did all that procedures and all that and changed my belief system, I could be Jewish.
Yes, you can. And it's not a knock, not trying to be anti-Semitic or anything. It's the fact that I'm like, I would love to talk to someone about it. But the thing is in today's society, yes, we can talk about anything except we can't talk about everything. Because if I want to ask you about it, all you got to do is say, well, that's how I feel. Well, and it's going to shut me down because if I keep going with it, then you could throw out, oh, well, that's being anti-Semitic.
That, and I just feel like the whole PC, aka politically correct movement, is really just pest control. Like if you talking to somebody about something that they like, I just wish that person would not bring up this dramatic piece of history, because even though they got all the facts, I just don't want to talk about it because it makes me look bad. Now instead of that's a pesky conversation that I don't want to have. So let's find a way to control it. You know what? Let's be PC about this. We don't talk about that here.
But if you don't talk about here, then where do you talk about?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
And that's the thing that I'm trying to figure out too, because I'm like, where can you talk about it? We could talk about certain things, except like in history. We'll talk about all the good things about history that are lies.
Yeah, false.
But we won't talk about the truth about certain things in history and just call a spade a spade. It's like, this is what it is. Yes, it's messed up. And honestly, for those people that are like, but that happened so long ago, I understand that and respect that. For you, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about this piece. Now, this piece of history right here, like, if you don't want to talk about it all, cool, let's not talk about it at all. Don't bring up no good stuff about it, too, especially if it wasn't good.
I don't know if we can do that.
Well,
at a certain point, I feel like you can only sweep stuff under the rug for so long.
Because that's the thing is, people will sweep stuff under the rug, but then be like, no, we're going to leave that right there. That sound good right there. But we'll sweep this other stuff. Well, okay, for example, how often do you hear people talk about redlining? When they talk about people pulling themselves up by their bootstraps and doing all the things they're supposed to do.
Pulling yourself up by the bootstraps was
a lie too.
In the beginning, that was actually a negative term, because when they say pull yourself up by your bootstraps, the idea behind it is to be standing with both feet on the ground and literally pull the bootstraps up till you levitate, not jumping. So it was like, it's impossible to do. So that's just a brief piece of history. That's the origins of the phrase itself. You're physically incapable of pulling yourself up by the bootstraps. But getting out and getting some get-go after by yourself, then that's a real deal. But what I'm talking about is, I want you to talk about the good. I want you to talk about the bad. I want you to tell a complete history.
But that's the thing is, nobody
when people do, nobody want to.
When people actually do, there's always somewhere where somebody meets them with a
cease and desist.
Yes, you should stop that. You should never say that.
Right.
Like, for example, when they talk about throughout history, they talk about black on black crime, which has already been debunked in so many ways, but it's still being said. Or they'll bring up Chicago. Man, all that stuff. And I'm like, Chicago's messed up. It's messed up what certain people are doing in Chicago. But Chicago ain't even a quarter of the world.
No.
It's not even a quarter of black people.
No.
But that's where anytime you bring up something, but what about what happened here? Bro, I don't live there. I ain't never been to Chi-Town.
My thing is, even being there, I've never been to Chi-Town either. But when you start thinking about the culture and stuff that came out, they still snatched that up. Drill music became a thing. Shout out Slim Jesus. You know what I'm saying? With little white guy was out here telling people, I'm carrying K's and shooting this and doing all. They like, why? Because I'll tell you like this. The government and people, just genuine, regular, everyday people, could go through, and if we all decided we finna go and fix up Chicago's situation, we could get the people to the table about whatever means we need to, and we could change the whole Chirac situation if we chose to. But we don't.
Yeah.
Because where there's black people, I don't want to say just black people, where there's people in turmoil, people stacked on top of each other, people in disarray and discontent with one another, that's when you start getting culture. That's when you start getting people making a way. You know what I'm saying?
Like, one of the big issues that happened with Chicago and Detroit, all that kind of stuff, they basically took a lot of the resources from those areas.
When you take resources from people, people gonna make a way.
Like, if that, for those who don't understand resources, jobs. If I can't get a way to really make money, I'm gonna get some money some way, somehow, because you need money to live.
And let's start that right back to Wells Fargo. When you take away a man's ability to provide a house for his kids or affordable housing for his family, then you cannot be these numbers show me why half of the black people who apply for the refinancing would go off and do something criminal, because the streets never told me no. I'm 100% in the right. I came to the institution that all these other people came to, and I got the same credentials as them. However, when I talk to you, I throw up at your door, the first thing you want to tell me is no, get more. Whereas this person with far less credentials, far less right to be in this office with you in the first place, show up to you and, 87% chance that you're going to get this.
That brings you into the mentality, by any means necessary.
I can't win with these people. I can't.
So if I can't win this way, I'm going to win some way.
And so that's why, like, don't get me wrong, I'm ecstatic about doctors, but also I understand that a large portion of the opioid crisis that took, or should I say it the way y'all would have said it had it just been black people on, I'm not going to do y'all like that, but the war on opioids, we should call
drugs.
We should call it the war on,
it is the war on drugs. It's the same thing.
But it was the war on opioids, and it was
like, I hate sugarcoating stuff.
Stop it.
The whole fact is, drugs are drugs. Opioids are drugs. Opioids are a way that people make heroin and different types of other drugs.
Yeah.
With opioids. But now that certain people got caught up with opioids, we need to get them help.
Babies got it.
We gotta fix this. We gotta figure something out. We're not gonna put them in jail because it's a health hazard.
It's a health hazard.
But in the 70s, 80s, and even a little bit of the 90s.
And the thing about it is, I always respected that line. We didn't fly the planes. We didn't drive the boats. Whatever we got from overseas, the crack, the cocaine, whatever it wasn't black people bringing it into the ports.
Yeah.
We ain't bring it in.
Where'd you get crack from? The only way dudes knew how to make it was because they saw somebody else do it. Crack come from cocaine. Right. Cocaine is not. You can't find cocaine nowhere in the U.S.
Bro, they had a pamphlet that they gave out when cocaine first came out. They taught you how to freebase it, and they also taught you how to
cut it up.
Yeah, cut it. And they was telling you that what was the other one? But the pamphlet was called "The Pleasures of Cocaine," and it was in a nice little brochure-like situation. Bro, I looked it all up because it was a major drug dealer from back in the day. He was like, they brought this stuff to me. I didn't know what to do with it. I didn't know. They just brought it.
Freeway Ricky Ross was talking about it too.
He was like, I didn't know what to do with that. They gave me a job. Here's how you do your job. Bow. Sell crack. Okay. I got it from the government. I got it from these legal entities.
Man, have you ever seen the movie White Boy Rick?
I seen it.
Like, in the movie, he gets screwed over because he didn't even want to do it. But they had him do it anyway, then they locked him up at the end.
Yeah, it's like, wait, what?
Like, I don't want to. He's like, yes, you do.
Yes, you do.
You want to do it? Yeah, I would suggest you do it.
Right.
And then, at the end, by the end of the movie, he locked up, and I'm like, bruh. So I get locked up for doing what you forced me to do and told me I had to do it. I mean, I should have just served a year.
Yeah.
Now I'm doing like 20.
And
I didn't even want to.
I didn't want to. You forced this lifestyle on me. But that's what black people been doing since the dawn of time. Well, not the dawn of time. Since the dawn of the Americas.
Yeah. But a lot of people don't want to talk about that. But that's the truth.
That's the truth. We've been making do from the and you wonder why we get so much stuff done. Like a lot of people I meet that's all black like myself, like their mindset is it's already a crappy situation. I'm just trying to make it better. Mm-hmm. Whatever it is, I know it's
trying
crappy.
to come up in this game.
I'm just trying to make a way out. I'm just trying to come up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The whole world, everybody meant to pull you down. The TV telling you the man next door who look just like you want to pull you down. So you don't talk to your neighbors. You don't talk to your people at work. You isolate yourself and you grind through life. All the while on the other side where you got the Enron executives and all those people who really snatching your pension and then raising the gas prices, then taking away any way for you to retire safely. Ain't no Social Security. Ain't no all them people who making those decisions. They all collaborating because in the end, they going to be well off and the rest of us going to be in a terrible situation. But you can't work with me because I don't look like you.
Yeah.
And Wells Fargo, I'm certain, although they have done this atrocity to black people, I'm certain they not the only ones. But then they got
a bailout a lot of times. And then they screw people. Keep screwing. It's like, bruh, how many times we gonna bail you out and you screwing people over? Like when they were opening up them dummy accounts. And
forcing quotas on people. You have to open up this many accounts. It's only 50,000 people in here and every account is worth. So by the end of the week, end of the month, if I had everybody in town come, I'm gonna be done. And you still waiting on me to have more accounts by the end of the week. So and you charging me fees on top of fees. You know how many, they got a documentary on Netflix. They talk about, you know how many people dead and in the ground got accounts with Wells Fargo? Probably not anymore because it came to the light. But if it had never come to the light, it'd been bad. You know what I'm saying? Dude, it was one story. Watch the documentary. I don't want to spoiler alerts.
Just look like when people talk about history, you got to understand. Yes, there are a lot of things in history that we should and need to know.
Right.
But I promise you don't get to see all that history.
Get to see it all.
Like you actually have to read and understand.
You gotta go look it up.
I'm not gonna bring this up because I know we gotta go to the next topic, but I'm gonna say it like this. One of the things that I've talked to a lot of older people, and they were always saying this, and I didn't understand it. And then I started thinking about it more. I could see it more. Integration was one of the worst things that happened to black people.
Right. But with that being said, it's one of the worst things that happened to black people. But I'm certain that they wouldn't let it happen through segregation. Like, if you somehow start to shine too bright, they gonna hit you with the greenwood. They gonna hit you with the. I mean, they gonna do something to stop your progression.
That's true.
They're gonna stunt your growth because they like you can't do better than me.
But a lot of people don't want to talk about that. Just like a lot of people don't understand about Greenwood, the massacre.
Yeah, they don't. It's Tulsa. They don't know nothing about Tulsa.
Like a lot of times I was looking at a couple of documentaries and I was teaching some of my students about, because I'm like, I don't want to give you the raw, real, uncut truth because I ain't trying to get fired, but I'm going to let you know that, we're not just what people portray us to be. Because one of the big issues they have is they'll give you a little sprinkle of it. You'd be surprised how many people know about Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Right.
There's not a lot at all. But it was a tragic murder. Even in the documentary, they're talking about, it was only like 10, 15 killed. But in actual reality, they couldn't find so many people. And they estimated over 200.
Right.
But they only said 15 people because those were the bodies they found.
But we gotta find a way to lessen the impact of our evils. We gotta stop people from seeing that we be messing y'all over. So I gotta cut down. It wasn't that many bodies. You get talking about Vietnam. It wasn't a war, but you went over there. You killed so many people, bro. Mm-hmm. You had people go over there over and over. You got people out here, veterans right now, living under my local bridges, and they can't get their situation straight. But you sent them to go fight something that you don't even consider a war.
But you locked up a lot of people that because they said I don't want to go.
Right. I don't believe
it. It wasn't Muhammad Ali wasn't the only person that got locked up for that. That's why we
go back to Floyd Mayweather. The things you do because of who you are, unfortunately, and I see that maybe you don't want that impact, and that's fine. I know some people don't want them burdens, but the things you do as a celebrity, a champion of the people, or a champion of yourself, however you feel, but as a person who gets a lot of airtime, makes a difference.
Yeah,
he said no at the height of his game, and they took him away, and then the world
stripped his titles. And everything.
And then the world had to say, wait, that ain't right. But it took a long time. Man probably died before that. But also, you talking about the same man who threw his Olympic medals in the river. Because he go over there, he a champion for America, but he ain't respected in America. I can go compete for you on the world stage where all the nations is competing.
And one of if you ever look it up, and we can switch, but if you ever look it up about Muhammad Ali, he was like, why would I go over and fight some people that ain't done nothing to me? When I could sit here and die right now fighting you.
Yeah.
If you look it up, it was one of his most famous things he said that wasn't one of his catchphrases. He was like, why should I? Like, why do I need to go over there and fight some people I ain't never messed with, ain't never done nothing wrong to me or anything like that? But I'm here and I ain't free.
Yeah. Why would I do it? Anyway, but, let's continue to talk about draft dodgers. All right. Why is timing so bad with married couples? When one wants something, the other one doesn't. Vice versa. And the reason that this is a topic is because it's like life is just a really big high five. It's like we never hit that sweet spot because men are more active in their youth, and as they get older, they start to slow down. Women are slow in the beginning, and I don't necessarily know if that's because of cultural reasons or just biological, but it most likely be biological. But then they get up in age and they want to ramp up.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, wait, we missed each other. It's like we going down the same track, and instead of having a head-on collision, we just divert tracks and just keep moving. Like this isn't how this works. Because I be, don't get me wrong. When I was in my 20s, man, anytime, all the time, whatever, I'm ready. And so I got to know, like, all right, well, if it happened, it happened. It don't. I'll see you when I see you. I got stuff to do. I got work in the morning. I got a lot of reasons as to why this most likely won't happen for you tonight.
Man, let's just be real. The whole thing is I would say for most men, when you're young and everything, you have all the energy in the world. Because even if I'm working, still got energy. I still do what I want to. I could still go out and party and play and everything.
I don't think work drains energy. I think responsibility drains energy. And as you get older as a man, more responsibility is lumped onto you. As a kid, girls have responsibility early. Like, because parents, first of all, don't go out here getting pregnant. You're going to be
That's
your
not
baby.
Responsibility. That's a healthy idea.
It's a responsibility.
Well, if you look at it like that, then hell, basically everything is responsibility.
Yeah. I feel like we as men have less in youth than women. Like,
Nah, because my mama told me that same thing. Better not go out here to get no girl pregnant.
But
Better not go do that. Better not do that.
I'm just saying. But think about the dynamic between men and women in the youth. All right. My job as a young man is to break down the psychological barriers your father and mother implanted in you as a woman, and find that loophole to get with you and win. Your job as a female is to figure out, what did my daddy and my mama say not too long ago that debunks or negates everything that this man is trying to say. He's not worth my time. And in reality, not many young men are worth your time. Reason being, you don't have a job, you don't have it figured out, you'd have nothing to offer anybody except for a hard time.
Being real, what does anybody have to offer anybody when they're young? I got some pipe to give you. That's about all I can offer you right now. When you 21, 22 years old, ain't no man or woman out here, man, I could offer you the world unless they're older age. No woman is out here like, oh, I'm just cooking for every dude I ever met and doing all this stuff in her early 20s.
But I feel like the women, especially during the era of our parents, they were learning life skills. Like, it was common for you to meet a chick back in the day that knew how to cook. Not saying I hate using cooking because women like, not everybody, and man should be able to cook for himself. That is absolutely true.
A woman should be able to cook for herself too. I'm sorry, and I have to be petty for it. I have to be petty. There's a lot of women out here, and you can call it whatever you want to. There's a lot of men and women can't cook, can't clean, can't do no dishes. Man, I remember going in college, man, it was one girl, I thought she was cute. I was like, cool. I went in her bathroom, I'm like, this is some nasty. You know what? I'm good. I don't even want to pee in here.
I'm straight.
You know how bad it is for a dude to be like.
Because if you see gas station restrooms, you'll see how low men can actually go to urinate. Like, we'll be like, well, that's what it is, you know.
Man.
But if your house is somewhere I can't pee and I peed at that local 7-Eleven, baby.
Bruh.
Baby.
But nobody want to talk about those kind of things. I'm like, bro, it be some nasty people out here. And don't get me wrong, dudes be just as nasty. And I don't even know why some women mess with them dudes.
Because they feel like I can just clean up.
Bruh, no, if you can't do that yourself, bruh, you got pee stains around your toilet in your 20s and stuff like that? Nah, that's something little kids do.
Hard times in the kingdom.
Bruh, no. Like, I remember when, and you know, if you like right there at puberty, just before puberty, you may pee on the seat or something because, you know, you ain't really controlling your hard-ons right and stuff, or you wake up in the middle of the night, something like that. Okay, you in your 20s, and you can't do the basic necessities, meaning clean up after yourself, even if you pee on something, wipe your butt. Like, there be some nasty people out here. And no, dudes are like, okay, there are some dudes out here that will put their thing in anything. And that is true. There are some dudes out here. But I ain't that dude. I'm like, nah, you have to be.
There's far more dudes who won't than will. But, you know, the rules are made for the minority, not the majority.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I hate that line when women be like, oh, men will do anything. That's not true.
No.
I've told some women no.
I have too. And that's funny because you always hear that. You never hear, men telling women no.
They got this false perception of what I'm like. What you think is and what actually is reversed.
Yeah.
You confused. Stop listening to the TV and go see. Go see for yourself. Just go out there and do a random poll.
Yeah.
Out of 100 men, how many of y'all would do this with this person? I guarantee you, if I would say no, it's more people. More would say no than just me.
Okay, look at it like this. We've been saying no for a long time, but nobody caught on to that. Dudes do say no. For example, Poison. Belle Biv DeVoe. You never trust a big buddy and smile.
Yeah.
And he was like, nah, bro. Me and the crew used to do it. Nah, you don't want that.
You don't want that?
It's like, no. Because there were, there have been guys out here that's like, nah, I'm good on that.
I'm good.
But there's always that one dude that, I'll do it.
And I'm like, don't lump me in with him.
Yeah.
If it's not, it's 10 of us here and 9 said no, and the one said let's go, the one that said let's go is officially a lone wolf in that situation.
Yeah.
Don't lump the majority. You know what I'm saying?
That's
the
what
president
happens
is
a lot.
chose by the 51%, not the 50. So anything, 49, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Not the 49. Anything under 49% is not the majority, and you cannot, I repeat, you cannot make that a rule.
Now, when it comes to this thing, to me, those missed opportunities is because, I'll say it like this. When I was young, I was down for a lot of stuff. As I've gotten older, I'm still down for stuff. It's just like, okay, I gave this scenario to a couple of people. It's like the cat and the mouse thing. Most of my life, I've been the cat. I'm chasing the mouse. The mouse is the woman.
Right.
Like, I keep chasing. After so long, I'm like, bruh, I keep chasing this dang mouse. Every time I caught the mouse. I married the mouse.
I caught the mouse. I supply the mouse with cheese whenever the mouse wants cheese. And the mouse wants to still run from me. Forget this mouse.
You know what? I ain't got time for this.
You know what? Mouse. I gotta go ahead and go be making more cheese. I could be making more cheese right now. Because you eating up all my cheese. I can get my own cheese. You only want monster.
Man.
I want,
But then you always hear then the mouse, as the cat and the mouse get older, you hear the mouse, well, what was wrong with you chasing me? Bro, I'm tired of chasing. But you've been chasing for so long.
Why you want to change? Because I realized as I got wiser that was a broken system. Mm-hmm. Like it could never sustain itself. Because I can't muster up the level of want all the time to continue this. In reality, I just be like, you were chased by hormones. It wasn't me. Granted, physically, I'm what you saw. I was what the package was in, but that was hormones. I'm not chasing you like that. Man. Responsibilities have way. I'm good. Okay, I've got enough.
But I'm gonna say it like this. I think partly is our fault, and the reason I say partly is our fault because there's always some dude out there that is not being honest, but they're like, oh, well, my woman right here, I don't want to say nothing to make it sound bad. Like, for example, because I always tell women, ask men out here. Men will tell you, oh, well, he always like being the aggressor. Oh, he do? He do. Always?
That's what he want.
Like,
I believe you.
Like,
I mean, like, my thing is, I don't like work. I'm good at work. Mm-hmm. You can ask my boss. I'm exceptional. You can ask people who ask me to do stuff for them. Majority of the time, I come through on assignments. If I can't come through on an assignment, I try to learn as much as I can so that I can get this done the proper way. When it comes to my relationship, I don't want to slack. Yes, I'm going to give you what you want. But at the same time, this is a contract where we supposed to both be meeting ends of the spectrum.
You know what I think about when you say that? I'm like, okay, when you're in your early 20s, mid 20s, even late 20s, you start your hormones are always like up there. So you like, man, okay, however I get it, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna make it happen. I'm gonna get it. Now, as you start to get wiser and stuff start working, and you like, okay, I gotta work hard. I'm trying to build an empire. I'm trying to build these things with my family. Now it's like hormones got to take a big back burner.
Chill, bro.
Like, nah, I can't do that and still be trying to handle business.
I can't do that.
Now, it's like, now when women get older, they start realizing, oh, well, I didn't really have to be all those things I ain't have to be so good all the time. Oh, I didn't have to say no all the time.
No.
I didn't have to do.
I feel like it's habit at a certain point. For that first part of relationship, it's habit. You've been telling so many people no to where who am I to tell you that you should say yes now? I mean, you not only you signed this contract that said that the supply would meet the demand, right?
Yeah.
Because that's what we're exclusive. I'm your boyfriend, you my girlfriend. We're exclusive. If you now, granted, you can't be boyfriend and girlfriend without having a sexual relationship. Not him, but
No.
but the other people. I'm just saying, everybody is different. You can be that, but for the majority of us,
them are the lies that we try to tell ourselves. And I'm sorry.
What? My statement.
Hang on. I have to cut him off because that's some bull. Because all I'm saying, in a healthy adult relationship, you gonna say, what's the difference between a best friend and a boyfriend? Really, right now, if you could break that down to me, besides the sexual gifts.
This is between a best friend
and a relationship.
And a relationship is, I intend to move forward with this person on another level. Like, I want to get to the marriage phase, the kids phase, and all that. You see, in my world,
only way you get to those things.
No, you can get to marriage without sex. What do you mean?
This is 2022.
This is 2022.
Who you know getting married without
All I'm saying is, all right, well, if you want to dive down this rabbit hole, I want you to know it's a deep one, and everybody don't come up clean. So do you want to go here? We can go. I'm fine. I'm.
If you want to go, we can go.
Done deal. We there now. All right. So the majority of the issues that we as a society deal with in relationships is because people cannot, for some odd reason, move through their relationship without sex. You can't, because everybody wants to, men and everybody, they want to tie in and make such monumental things about having intercourse. You know what I'm saying? So when you get to a married phase, or you get to a phase where you still boyfriend and girlfriend, but you got 2-3 kids, and you trying to figure out what we do next, and everybody telling you that, you need to get married, do it for the kids. Marriage shouldn't have been about the kids in the beginning. True. It should have been about you and her. So,
but those are the things of finding themselves. Okay. Now,
finding yourself. Find yourself a
contraceptive.
Find yourself a condom. Find yourself all kinds of stuff.
Hold up. I'm not saying unprotected. I'm not saying being frivolous and stupid. But I'm just saying, if we're talking about male and however you want to say it, except for asexual people, there are physical acts that everybody wants in a marriage, relationship, or
marriage. Fine.
Even in a relationship,
boyfriend and girlfriend,
phase,
you can move through boyfriend and girlfriend.
Hold up, because we can. If we're talking about moving through boyfriend girlfriend phases, yes, it is possible too. Mm-hmm. But the fact of the matter, those things still come up because of the fact of the matter. If you are truly attracted to her, you're not gonna say, "Oh yeah, I'm attracted to just your personality." No, your body is attracted just like her body should be attracted. Right. Now, if the only thing you're cutting out is sexual things, it's because either A, you're trying purposely to cut those things out, or B, you're lying about being attracted to them.
No, okay. I don't feel like you're lying about being attracted. I'm just
can you honestly sit here and tell me there was a woman that you were truly physically attracted to that you weren't wanting to sleep with, that you were honestly physically attracted to?
The question you ask is a conundrum in itself.
Because
I'm physically attracted to this person, but I'm not sexually attracted to this person. What type of what do you? That don't make much sense in my world. What I'm telling you is there is complications that come from the act of sex before you are in a fully committed relationship, before you have plans, before you have all that. So what I'm saying is, if you do decide that, hey, we gonna go the distance, we gonna wait till we go to we gonna wait to do the sex thing before we get where we going, because we got objective.
So is this from someone that has never had sex, or is this from someone that has had sex but abstaining?
That's the difference. Because if a girl comes to me as a man, this is my personal preference. Now we outside conversation back and just be her word. If a female came to me and was like, "Hey, I'm a virgin. I don't intend to have sex until I get married." I know that she went this long without them. That's her stipulation. So if I want to be with this woman, then hey, I gotta conform. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes I might try to peck at that wall, but I understand I ain't gonna peck too hard because I knew what I was going into before I went into it. Now, that's why I was saying sex is a complicated situation, and in the beginning, before marriage, it only serves to complicate because now you show up and you telling me as a woman, you 3 guys in, and on guy number 4, I want to change. Well, I'm gonna be like, you met me at 3 girls in too, and I didn't want to change. So now you feel like, well, I don't want to lessen my odds here of being with this guy, but I also don't want to do that anymore. So it's like, well, you got a decision to make. Either you finna be outside my world and not be with me, or you finna jump into this situation with me.
And I agree with you on that. I do 100% agree with you. I'm not talking about the woman that has not done any, and I don't care about born again. That's you. That's your decision. You decided with the born again thing.
Right.
Now, my thing is, if you are a virgin, meaning you have not had any sexual relations with any person, man or woman,
right,
then I'm like, yes, I will go that distance with you because I knew exactly what it was going in it. But what we not going to do is play the game as, oh, well, you get the lucky prize of me being celibate. No, I don't do celibacy. I'm like, no, you've done this before. You just trying not to do it with me.
And then I try not to make it seem so like personal, like, oh, it's just me. I'm like, if you find a guy who's willing to go there, but I'm like, there's no, like, the whole point. It's like opening your gift before Christmas. There's no point to leaving a gift unwrapped under the tree that I have to look at every day that somebody else opened up and played with.
Yeah.
And I'm supposed to just sit here and look at it and be like, oh man, I get to use remote control car. Thank you.
And I know there's gonna be some woman that says it's well worth it. I don't care because somebody got to play with the car before I got to play with the car.
Don't get me wrong. If the car costs $50 and he played with it, it didn't diminish the experience I'm gonna get from playing with the $50 car. It just lets me know that somebody's already opened the package. If I go to the store, you want to know why I don't rip packages open? Because the shit's new. It's fucking new. It's really simple. But when it's been played with, when you brought it home and he opened the package, whether it was mistakenly or because y'all chose to do it, or you wanted him to test the toy before I got to the toy, whatever that issue was, the fact is, if it's supposed to be my toy and I know that it's letting people play with it, I want to play too.
Yes.
No disrespect, but that's just how I feel. Now, if you want to, you can go and join the repackaged society, where there's plenty of men over there who want to do that born again thing, and you can do the born again thing too. And y'all can mess up together. And hey,
I'm just being real because logic. Because I go for her logic. I don't care about emotional feeling. Like logically, bruh, it's open. It's here. It's like some stale crackers. It's like
it's just getting older.
It's just there. Like, okay, if you're going, and I am taking this from Patrice O'Neal. Shout out to RIP to Patrice O'Neal. He was like, man, if I gotta eat some stale crackers, cool. But I want my stale crackers now. You're not gonna make me wait the full time for crackers that already been open. They're stale. They've been there.
No point to this.
Like, what sense does that
make?
Like,
there's no objective. Like, we not doing anything that I feel like is just groundbreaking. There's not gonna be some sort of prize at the end. Like, I'm gonna be like, oh my gosh.
Oh my God, them crackers are so good when you gave them to me. Yeah. But the dude over there had them crackers.
Yeah, the dude over there had.
Why you worry about
fresh?
Nah, but and people always want to hit you with that. Don't worry about the last dude.
All right, here's what you do. For all those who be like, don't worry about the last dude, which I fully understand, and at some point I'd be in agreement with you. Give me your check. Let me go spend the portion that I'm gonna spend of your check. Don't worry, I'm gonna give you the remainder of your check after I spend what I'm gonna spend. And you gotta wait, because you get paid every 2 weeks. Now you get paid every month. That first check, you're gonna do all that work. And I'm going to get the check first. I'm going to hold it for the remainder of those 2 weeks. And then whatever I spent, don't talk about that. Because that ain't how that works. But it is your check. It's your money. I'm going to hold on to my portion that I'm going to spend out. And I'm going to give you the remainder. And then you get your full second 2 week check at the end of the month. And you just look at that as the prize. And then if you need me to, I'll even go get an envelope and reseal and stamp it up and put it in your mailbox for you, so you won't even know that I. Right? No. You think that's foolish? Exactly. It's foolish. Now, if you get somebody to agree to your terms, like if you was banging dude last week, and then 2 days from last week you changed your mind and you become somebody new. I don't want to do that. You need to sit for 365 days, in my personal opinion, because whatever he did to you hurt you so to where you can't go and do that no more. I need you to sit with that thought for 365 days and don't date nobody. Don't date nobody. Show me that this is an ironclad decision that I've made, and I do not intend to do that with anybody. Be like, well, because it's different if a chick comes up to be and be like, well, I told myself I wasn't gonna have sex anymore. I've been celibate for a year now, and I'm just trying to. The next time I have sex, I want to be with the person I want to be with.
Yeah, different. I can respect that.
I can, because now you shown me the work. You didn't just come up and I was like, "What's 2 times 2?" And you didn't just say 4. You was like, "Well, 2 times 2, da da da." And you showed me all the work associated. Because that's how you get your credit in school, remember?
Yeah.
That's how,
because you can't just show the answer.
You can't just
got to show how you got to
my answer? I am celibate now. I've been celibate for 6 hours. And I'm ready to jump to another relationship. No. Whatever happened to you in your past was traumatic enough to where you felt like you needed to make a real life change. While you changing in your life, don't bring nobody else in there trying to change theirs. Sometimes when a caterpillar goes into its cocoon, it goes in there alone by itself. You got to blossom into the butterfly. You going to be first before you try to fly with somebody as fly as me. Stop playing with yourself.
See, to me, a lot of times, and I'm like, yes, you do need to show your work. And your work should not be, a month you celibate. I don't give two craps. I don't care about.
In the male world, we call that a drought.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That's just because you couldn't get.
You couldn't get the person you want.
Yeah.
To me, that and I know somebody gonna be like, oh, well, that's just wrong. Mm-hmm. I'm like, that's gain in the male world, because the fact of the matter, you either got somebody that you wanted that didn't do what they needed to do, or you're only looking for this type of person to do what you wanted to do. So everybody else is just I'm trying to get what I want out of them.
From them.
Yeah, I want this.
I'd be like, but that. I'm just saying. But it's not universally accepted. Men can't do this.
Yeah.
And because if I told a chick, the last chick hurt me, so I haven't spent money on a woman for the last year, and I don't want to spend money on women as far as dates or anything until I find the woman I want to be with. The next purchase I want to make for a woman is going to be the wedding ring. She going to punch him in the face. She ain't going to
punch you in the face. You'll just never be with her, and she will be knocking someone else off.
Easy. And all he did, you were talking about making a substantial purchase that could possibly change her life. Because she would go from miss to missus. Mm-hmm. But she finna go get knocked off for a $5 box combo, and that's fine. Hey.
But nobody want to talk about that.
We just did, though.
Yeah.
TARAJI P. Henson. The man's Jussie. Ever since Dave Chappelle hit this Juicy Smollett, I cannot get this man's name right. Jussie Smollett.
Smollett. Yeah.
Okay. Be set free. And invokes the Emmett Till case. So she wants to make... Now, this is a snippet. So I don't know the full spectrum of how she roped Emmett Till into Jussie Smollett situation. I don't know how she did it. Because it might have been contextual for her. But the snippet I got makes me believe that I don't know what you said or what act of trickery you could put on this. Shout out to Raj P. Henson, because you still fine. But, and you're smart. It's about brains and beauty on this side. Back to Emmett Till. I don't know how you use that gigantic...
It's not the same.
...brain of yours to wrap these two into each other. However, the facts that I got from the case would say otherwise. I don't think this is an Emmett Till case. Now, don't get me wrong. People have lied. The woman in her deathbed retracted the statement and said that Emmett Till never did what she said he did, which people do believe led up to his death, right? And the large Nigerian fellas do say that they are not white, they do not wear MAGA hats, and they did not beat Jussie up because, you know,
or hung a noose
around his neck in Chicago. So, there's lies on both sides. I just don't know if an historic figure like Emmett Till and a historic television figure or fictional figure such as Mr. Smollett, are even comparable to one another. I could be wrong, though. Like I said, contextually, you might have wrapped this up in a pretty nice bow to where I would be able to digest it. But at this
there's
point...
no way. I'm sorry. There's no... I'm just going to keep it 100 with you. There's no way you're going to put Jussie Smollett in the same category as Emmett Till. A 14-year-old boy over here having fun with his cousin, and somebody lied on him and said... Nobody lied on Jussie Smollett except he lied on himself. He lied about everything else. Everything that Jussie Smollett did, he did to himself.
He lied to everyone else.
First of all...
He said he was the gay Tupac.
That's a lie in itself. First of all, no.
Your impact alone could never reach.
I'm sorry. I'm
not going to say never.
Let me, no.
You didn't reach no Tupac levels.
I'm keep it 100.
No empire, bro.
If we really want to go to gay Tupac, man, I would put Frank Ocean over him.
Frank Ocean is the gay Tupac.
Frank Ocean go hard. I'm like, man, you can't give me a song that I'm like,
he went hard.
He went hard on them songs, even though I was like, oh, Frank. But I'm like, it's cool. It's cool. You like what you like.
You know your music have to go hard. Where a straight guy would be like, I know he talking about a dude, but I'm gonna accept whatever he said because this nigga sound that good. It's like Sam Smith when he dropped The Lonely Hour.
Man, Sam Smith killed it.
I was like,
first of all, he had a song on there called Leave Your Lover. Man, I was like, I don't give a crap about Sam Smith's, I don't care. I'll play that for a check.
I will play it. I will go to your concert.
Leave your love.
I'll be in there.
Man, I promise.
What?
I won't, man, Sam Smith would go way harder than both of them.
Yeah.
Sam Smith go hard.
I was like, the way he sung about pain, I was like, only a nigga could cause this level of pain. He has to be gay. I was like, there's no way a female is putting men through this type of torture.
Like, Sam Smith's album, hands down, was one of the best albums of that year.
Nigga dropped the album.
I was like, man, the Lonely Hour. I'm like, bruh. Like, man, hold up. I'm not the only one. Like, yeah, at least, Sam.
Own it.
Like, but that's what I'm saying. You ain't no gay Tupac. And I don't care about your sexual orientation. But if you really want to talk about gay Tupac, Sam Smith is more.
And Frank Ocean.
Yes.
With their powers combined, they are gay Tupac.
Yes. Hands down.
That's it.
But my thing is for him, Jussie Smollett, to talk about the whole idea of even bringing himself up in the Emmett Till case. A 14-year-old boy over there having fun with his cousin, so-called whistles at a white woman. And if you can't see this and you just hear the audio, quote unquote, because it didn't happen.
It didn't happen.
And the woman even said it didn't happen.
True statement.
Her husband and her brother-in-law and
go to someone's house and kidnap their child.
Mm-hmm. Last time he's known seen is with these two men. They take him off in the woods, beat him to within an inch of his life, then decide to hang him, kill him, and then decide, you know what, man, what we want to do now? Not even give him, just give him back. Throw him in the river. Mm-hmm. The only reason they know who the boy is anymore is because of the clothes he was wearing when he left with the same clothes that he had on.
Because, you know, water's a universal dissolver.
And if you don't understand, go look at the picture of Emmett Till.
That's why the mama had the open casket.
Like, just to show the rage and issues that they had against a 14-year-old boy that they lied on. And then the two men actually get off. Explain to me what Jussie Smollett has anything to do with it other than it was two men.
And he didn't get off. So he ain't tied up on the negative side of the Emmett Till case or the positive side of the Emmett Till case. So I don't see any force connect. I
don't see no correlation. I don't see none of it.
There's nothing here. There's no substance that I can pull from to give this life.
And the reason I'm so passionate about it, I'm like, a 14-year-old boy, which is actually the reason for the civil rights movement, if you do not understand. A lot of people say it was Rosa Parks. No, it was not. Rosa Parks was in, what was it? It was in December of that same year, 1956, I want to say. 55, 56. Emmett Till was in late September, October of that year. So that was a couple of months. Even in Rosa Parks' documentary, it talks about she was sick of the things and the injustice and the Emmett Till case that went on earlier that year. That don't mean you started it. He was the catalyst. He was the reason for the whole civil rights movement.
He's the reason we got out here and got to work. But like I'm saying, what I don't want us to do as black people, because we only get 1 month to really celebrate or have the world join us in celebration and remembrance of our history. I don't want us to just go around and throwing out historic figures like Emmett Till. Like he said, the catalyst that propelled us into the, you know, what was it?
Civil rights
movement, man. Catch me in a minute. They propelled us into the civil rights movement. And then we want to take them and put that case in and lump it on to a case where it didn't show the positive things that black people do. We don't lie. We ain't out here lying for attention. Like that ain't something that we want to big up. That ain't something we want to remember. That ain't showing no injustices to our people. That ain't what that's doing. What that's doing is that's digging a hole and that's giving people more ammunition to shoot us and debunk or defame or deglorify anything that we do. We can't sit back here. And I understand the man was on the Empire show, and from what I heard, it was a good show up until they got to some crazy foolishness going on with the whole man dying and coming back and getting blown. I don't know how many people got blown up in life, but it's probably the reason I don't know them is because they dead. But for whatever reason, you know, the show did what it did with the numbers, and then it stopped. Just because he's on the show does not give reason to take an historic figure, like I said, like the Emmett Till situation, and lump it into your mess. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. I don't understand. I don't like it. But I'm going to tell a lot of you like this. If Black History is only a month for you, if you're going to have to get up on your game because, and yes, I am going to take it. I make Black History every day. I don't need a month. No. And the reason I say that is because me being alive, me being a father, me loving my brother, sister, and I'm not talking about biological. I'm talking about me trying to be the best man I could be. I'm a Black man, but I'm a man first. Right. And I'm like, me being that best person, I want to make Black History every day. I'm going to make Black History every day. There's no person that's ever met me that has forgotten me. There's not one. And that's crazy because people have known me since third grade. Like, didn't you go to such and such? I'm like, how do you remember that? That is third grade.
That's true. I don't know. I can't say I'm making Black History every day because people forget me all the time. But I also forget people all the time. So I don't know. I'm just being honest.
But that just irritated me when I read that. I was like, don't get me wrong. I'm like.
But like I said, context. Because the interview went through a process to where it was distilled. So you ain't getting, they purified, they filtered it out, and they gave us what they felt was, beneficial. This is the meat of it. And then when you read it, you also filtered it out. Because I'm sure it had a lot of other things on said article, but it was like, this is the most atrocious thing that I found. So like I said, I don't know, maybe in the context, in some way, you had a valid point. Or maybe you was reaching really deep in that bag, and that was the best thing you could come up with on the fly. But let's leave our historic Black figures out of bag pools.
Out of mess.
Out of mess. You know what I'm saying? Don't go around throwing out, Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey. Let's not throw out those people in foolishness. You know what I'm saying? It's like
that do really irritate me. Like, don't get me wrong. I understand if something is unjust. But we're not gonna call stupid stuff unjust. Like, I'm sorry, if you run out, you wave a gun in the cop's face or something like that, and he shoots you, bruh, that's not.
Don't say George Floyd. Don't say that. Don't say Breonna Taylor because it's context. Breonna, I'm in my house, in my home, and they do a no-knock raid on my space.
Mm-hmm. Don't find nothing.
Don't find nothing. At the wrong place. I don't deal with the guy that you questioning me about. It's a whole nother dude laid up in here. He pulled his gun because he think you robbing the place.
Yeah. Which anybody would do.
Any man, any woman, any sensible human being would defend their property. So, no, you can't do stupid stuff and say her name. You can't do dumb things and say his name. When it's stupid, just say,
I did something stupid.
Hey, you know that JUSSIE, the Juicy Smollett situation is just the Juicy Smooth situation. That's just what it is.
That's what I would like.
Just own it.
Because you know what that does? Waters down everything. Mm-hmm. Because now people are trying to throw something out. Oh, that was unjust. That was uncalled for. Bruh, he robbed the place. Bruh, if you rob the place at gunpoint and you run out, you got a gun on you, bruh. I can't tell you. It's like, bruh,
I don't know what to say.
Oh, it was unjust. He shouldn't have been shot. Bruh, he robbed the place and he had
That's also, don't get me wrong, for those who do make these free your homie t-shirts, make sure your homie should be free though. Okay, that's all I'm saying. If your homie done caught 13, 14 bodies, okay, if your homie caught a body and you know the body he caught was not a just one, I don't know if you should just be making free your homie T-shirts like that. Because if you do, then who's to say that the next body he catch, especially if it's reminiscent of the first, won't be somebody else that you kind of fond of love, have love for.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. With that being said, let's jump into some shout outs.
Well, as always, I love to shout out my beautiful wife. Love you, baby. Y'all check out her. Well, she has like 3 different brands. Okay, there's Traces Like Mine, which is actually hair care and different things for black women, owned by a black woman. Y'all check it out. Traces Like Mine. There is Yanni Like Mine, owned by a black woman,
right,
for black women. Well, basically anyone that needs to make sure they remain fresh. Ladies, do what it need to do. Like, it don't clean itself.
Okay.
Then there's Wasted Desires. They actually have an event coming up. I will get more details on that event. They sell waist beads. They sell anklets. They do a lot of different things. All three of the companies are on Instagram. They're on Facebook, and you could check out some of the merchandise on wasteddesires.com.
Right.
Y'all have any questions, feel free, check it out. Also, shout out to Grit and Grind, Nate Price. Like, he was on the show. If you didn't know, he swole. I give him a lot of props because I can't stand when skinny dudes be over here talking about their trainers, because I'm like, you didn't really work for that. You were just skinny. Mm-hmm. Now, if you're a muscular, strong person, it's like, okay, I could see that because you're a big dude. You look like you been working out. Not, it just came because I was skinny and I ran. Nah. But honestly, he's very good at what he does. Check him out. He actually has his company out here in Las Colinas, and he actually does some other things. He does some, private training. Check him out on Grit and Grind. He actually has a Instagram page and a Facebook page too. And shout out to Aretha in Northeast Mall. She's also in Arlington. She does body contouring, body sculpting, all those kind of things, to help you look better, feel better. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When you do it, you give so much rich detail as to what they do. And
I'm trying to do it because I'm like, you got to shout out good people's product.
Right. And I'll be doing my people a disservice because I just be out here summarize. But I just be like, if you go to where I send you, you gonna like what you see. So I just need to put it in your ear, and then I expect you to go and find it. You know what I'm saying? Whereas he's a far better salesman than myself. I don't sell nothing. If a fish was on dry land and needed water, he'd probably deny the cup I gave him. Like, no, I'm not buying that. I'm like, well, goddamn, if I drown, die from heat. Either way, but with that being said, let me give you this glass of water. Tyler Bailey, luxury clothes by a luxury guy. A lot of celebrities have worn it. You'll look like, a celebrity in their clothes. You'll be the same caliber. You know what I'm saying? And it's not Gucci. He's done nothing disrespectful to the race. He's actually part of the race. What? My cousin Mike, SOB, also they call him Wiggly. They call him Wiggly in these game spaces. Go check him out. He does like a live stream / podcast where he talk and he give his opinions about different things. It's really more so you get if you're a person who thinks the way he thinks, you're going to love the content he produces. And the only way to find out if you think how he think is to go out there and check him out. That's SOB, State of Being. Check him out. Got D-Mac. He's a barber. He cuts hair. He's in Dallas. He has an Instagram and a Facebook. Check him out. And he already did Grit and Grind. Is B Hall still doing her boutique?
I don't know. You know, B Hall, she always doing something.
She doing something.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever B Hall doing, let her do that, and then we gonna shout that out because she doing that. Go find her. She ain't hard to find. All right. What else? That's about it.
Oh, shout out the podcast ourselves. What? Something for the people.
Something, the number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Duh. D-A. Okay.
That was his fault for the duh.
No. Wait, I'm going to explain. Duh is because TH is not something that came from Africa with you. You know what I'm saying? We didn't have TH in our...
It's THE.
I mean, it is THE, but when in African dialect at the time, in the past, there was no such thing as TH. There was no such thing as the. We used D, so duh. Just letting you know.
Okay.
Little piece of something.
Okay.
But, and then people. I'm sure we didn't call ourselves people, but we were people of the people because we are the people. And, you know, and don't think that when I speak all this black stuff that I'm just speaking all this black stuff because, you know, we black. It's just,
man,
you know, it's
I just speak the truth.
This is what
I
I
just like to speak about things, whether it's black or whatever.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go give me some of my white homeboys. I'm gonna put some white homeboys on the show, so they can, so they can feel included. Cause I'll be like, don't think I'm just out here, you know, attacking.
Yeah, I don't want nobody to think I'm just bad mouthing people.
And, you know,
I just call a spade a spade.
You know what I'm saying? Now, don't think I'm not. I'm somewhat color biased though. I'm gonna be honest. Cause same way you want to see your kids win, I want to see my kids win and people who look like me win. So, you know, but I don't want to in any way hit you with a Wells Fargo and stop you from winning just because you don't look like me. If I can help you win, then I'm going to help you. But if you can help me win by helping people who look like me win, then we all in the same group. It's the world. We are the human race.
Yes.
Done deal. All right. Well, that's being said, it's been another episode of Something